power be with me to attain completeness in wisdom, to do my duty with service mind, to live a prosperous life with a divine realization. Be blessed by the divine. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, wisdom, and happiness. Thank you so much for introducing me, Anand sir. And very warm welcome to every one of you present here in this forum. So today we are going to discuss upon the topic as how to solve the problems that we face in our daily life and what are all the three virtues that we can have with us to solve those problems. So I would like to take up this topic in, let's say, 6 segments. First is about what we mean by problem. Second, why the problems are coming for us. Third, what the scholars are saying about these problems. Fourth, what we need to generically approach when the problem comes into our life. And fifth one, how Maharishi's approach of, getting the problems and how to solve them. And finally, we are going to discuss about what are all the three virtues in our life that we should have to solve the problems that we face in our life. So these are all basically the 6 segments that we are going to touch upon today. Before I move on to the topic, I just would like to ask you 3 very simple basic questions for all of you, just to get a basic understanding of what could be the topic that we can discuss today and what is our thoughts about it. Okay, so my question goes like this. The first question: what we mean by problem in a layman term, what we can think of which is a definition of a problem. Second one, why the problems are coming for us. Third one, what are all the three virtues that we can have to resolve the problems that we come across in our life? Very simple question, 3 questions. Maybe we'll take 10 to 15 seconds to think upon, and let's try to get answer in the chat box. There is no right or wrong in any of the answer. It is all about brainstorming within ourselves to understand more on the topic that we are going to discuss upon today. We can check the answers if it is posted in chat. Very simple, right? See questions, very simple questions that we can actually think about in a layman term. There is no need to think too much on this question, how we understand about this question, so that we can, anyway, we are going to think together in the complete 30 to 45 minutes of speech about these 3 questions as well. Any input from anyone? Okay, I got one answer. An unexpected outcome can consider as a problem. Great. Problem is a challenge that we cannot comprehend with solution. Great. Okay. Okay. We have got some definition for the problem. More or less, it is actually right. Any answer for the second and third question? Just a clue. Why the problems are coming for us? It's just like a food for thought before the session so that we can warm up with our thoughts. Karmic, exactly. We are all on the right track. Yes, because of our karmic, we get the problems in our life. Any hint for the imaginary expectations? Yes, it's also true. To teach something in our life, wow, it's a great answer as a layman term. Yes, to teach something in our life. And any idea about the third question? Why, when we have the problem, what are the 3 virtues that we can have in our life to solve those problems? Simple 3 quoted virtues that we can put it in chat. Duty, great. Optimism. Okay. One more, maybe. Okay. I think fair bit of understanding I have got about duty, charity, and divine realization. Wow, great. I think most of us are knowing about the concept of Vedatriyam. Definitely, it is all ultimately true, whatever the answer that has been given in the chat. This is the same we are going to discuss little more further today in the session. Thank you so much for all of you for giving me the answers in the chat. So let's try to get on to the topic now to understand what we mean by problem. So the definition in a layman term, it goes like this. Whenever we want to achieve something in our life, I want to do something in a given day. If that is not happening, what becomes the hurdle is called the problem. Just if you want to relate that to a real time example, today I wanted to do meditation at morning 5 o'clock, but that did not happen because I slept. My sleep was my hurdle that became the problem. So, this is the basic definition that everyone should know about what we mean by problem. So, why the problems are coming for us? As we know, because our karma, we have two kind of reactive responses in our life. One is the body ailments, and second one is about the issues that we face in our life. Why it is all coming for us? If we ask this word called problem to the scholars around the world, the Valluvar says, the great Tamil poet, whenever you have the problem, please smile at them. Because what he says, problems are the stage gates for us in our life to go up in every stages. Whenever we get any kind of problem, we should not be discouraged. We should take up as a challenge, and then it will help us to lead a success story in our life. That's what he says. When we talk about this to Vallalar, a great Tamil scholar, he says it is because of our ignorance. With the help of the blessings and the compassion, we can overcome the problem. When we talk about this to Bharatiyar, he says, whenever problem comes for us, be happy for that all the time. It is because it is the one which is going to reveal your self potential, which is going to give you a greater life for you ahead. In the same way, when we talk about this to Avayar, the Pirati, what she says, problem is because our exposure of lack of consciousness. With the help of consciousness only, we can actually overcome the problem. Mahatma also says in the same line, the problems are going to keep up always in the ladder. It will never let us to go down. Only with the help of truth and patience, we can actually overcome the problem that will be making us a strongest person in the world. So these are all the baseline concept that has been given by our scholars with respect to the definition called problem. So the underlying item that what we can get to know from this concept is the problems are going to make us a great person by sculpturing our activities and behavior. It will never let us to go down. As we said before, the problems are coming for us in the way of two. One is body ailments, and second one is about the life problem that we have in our life. When we think about the life problem that we have, as we know, we are all came from the Almighty, from the Almighty, from the dust particle, from dust particle to atom, atom to molecule, molecules to Panjabhutas, Panjabhutas to first sense our, the living beings to the sixth sense human being, and now we have to go back to the same position where we were. But what happens while going along the way, there are rocks and stones to reach the destination. It is because of the blemishes that we have. To avoid that, what we can do, there are steps given by the God, which is called the problems. As we know, the three blemishes, the egoism, karma, and the Maya state, which is not knowing the real truth. When we remove those three blemishes with the mankind that what we have, we will be able to reach the state of the Almighty. If you see in olden days, there is a process called tin plating for the utensil which has holes. So what happens when you do the process, that utensil will become a usable product. In the same way, when we are born, we have holes as the karmas to cover up those. We are getting the problems in our life with the love and compassion given by the God as a stepping rope for us to go up in the ladder. So always we should thank God for getting the problem to remove our negative karma to go for the destination. Just think of it, imagine on those olden days, the people who lived in forest and caves were able to protect them from fire, protect them from people, protect from other animals, to protect from the climatic condition. They actually invented initially fire. Fire is the fundamental phenomena for all the scientific inventions that you see in the world right now. The research says that depends on the need, what you had come across as a problem, all the inventions are being made right now. The world that we are living in right now is beautiful, is so lavish and sophisticated. Why? Because the people who lived before made us this great world for us to live in. Because they all face the problem depends on the need to bring this beautiful world for us. Just I would like to iterate a real story that happened in Japan, which I read some days back in a book, which talks about, there are two food items that Japanese will really like most, and that is the reason for their longevity. One is rice, and the second one is fish. So there was an urge of getting a fish that can actually increase their longevity. It was a requirement for the merchants to get those fishes, and finally they found in an island which is far away from the city. In those days, there were no electric boats or ships to go and get it as soon as possible and give it to people. No. So what happened? They used to sail all the way along and go to that island, get those fishes and come back. So they did that for the first time. After eating those fishes, the Japanese were saying it was not that great as what they were expecting. After hearing the feedback, the merchants went again to the same island and brought the fishes again by incorporating some idea. After eating the second time, the people were saying it is little bit better than the previous time, but still it was not increasing our longevity, and also it was not that much taste and healthy as well. After hearing this feedback again, the merchants sailed through all the way along and went to the island and got those fishes again for the third time. And this time, when they ate the fishes, the Japanese were saying it was the fish they ever had in their life. That was that much tasty, and it increased their longevity, and it was very healthy as well. So in the research, they would have analyzed what was the trick made by the merchants to bring those fishes. So first time when they brought the fishes to the people, it was dead because they had to sail for 2 days. By the time it reaches the shore, it was all dead. That's why it was not that healthy and tasty. And second time when they got the fishes, they put them in the small water tank so that the fish could be alive. But still, even after eating the fishes, the people were not that happy because it was not giving that much taste and it was not increasing their longevity. After some time, they find out that. Then the third time, what happened was that the merchants had put a big shark inside the water tank so that the fish could be alive. And what the fishes did was that, with the help of their complete energy, they lived for long And with the help of, getting away from the shark, they were able to save their life by putting upon their complete best while swimming in the water tank. After eating those fishes only, the Japanese were saying this was the best fish which can increase our longevity, and also it was very healthy and tasty. Just in this story, what the essence that we can take from here is that the monotonous work that what we have been doing so far will not help us in any of the way. Just think of it from morning to evening. If you are doing the same work routinely for all these years together, how our life would be? Will it become happy? No, it will become boring, and you will not have any new improvements in your life. We will not have any kind of initiatives or inventions that we can see across in the world right now. So our life has to be so lively and healthy. For that, we should welcome the problems that whatever we come across in our life. This is the essence that we can take up in this story. As I said before, the problems are coming for us because of our karma. To remove the negative karma that what we have in our life, we should welcome the problem that we have in our day-to-day life. So this is the segment about why the problems are coming for us. And now let's think about what is the generalistic way of approaching the problems. Normally, whenever the problem comes, we think, oh my God, it is too big, I cannot even handle. Just think of a cotton bag. From far, you can see it is very big, but when you go and touch, it will be so soft. Sometimes it is like a peeling off your onion. When you keep on peeling it off, at the end, it won't be even existing. Same way, some problems will look like so much of big, but when you go inside to the solution of one by one step, at the end, sometimes the problems may not even exist. So do not need to think about the problem too much. Instead, what we can try to do is that we can think of getting the solution for the problem so that we can spend our whole energy and we can try to find out a solution for that. And third thing, always we can analyze the positives and negatives of the problems. There could be always negatives as well for any kind of solution that we take up for any kind of problems. It is not that every solution will have only positives. No, mostly not all the time. So we can analyze the positive and negatives and just check which has more positives and which has less negatives. That kind of solution we can implement in our real life. And whenever we take up problems in our life, we should take the utmost priority problems, maximum 1, 2, or 3, so that we can spend our complete attention to that so that we can rectify as much as possible and in a well defined manner in the shortest time so that we can move on to the next issues or the problems that we have in our life with a priority. When you see a boat, the boat will be always inside the water, but it will never let the water to get inside. Think of it, if it has a hole, the water might come in and it will not reach the shore. Same way, we should not get the problems into us. We should always keep it in front of us to check what am I going to do to solve this problem. If we keep it inside, we will never be able to identify a solution for any kind of problems that we face in our life. So always this is the methodology that we should keep in our mind whenever we have problems in our life. If you see a seed where it is fallen, that is the same place it is actually coming up as a sapling, and at the end it's becoming a tree. Same way, if we fallen down when we are identifying a solution for a problem, if we don't get up, there could be a chance that we may lie down for a long time. No, it should not be the case. When we are fallen, take it as a learning and then get up and then try to do the same thing with your previous learning and try to rectify the problems that whatever we have in our life. Always try to get the majority of the solution from the people so that it is easy to implement if it is a common problem, so that everybody will be on the same page so that the train go in the right track. So these are all the basic, generic way of understanding how do we approach the problems in our life. And now let's see what Maharishi's way of thinking about how do we approach the problems. Maharishi used to say, there are 3 reasons why do we get problems. First, it's because of ignorance. Second, negligence. Third, the emotional impulsiveness. So these are all the main factors that why we are actually coming up with the problems. If we actually eradicate all these three, we will be able to live a happy life. Correct? And for that, Maharishi used to say, because of our karma, we are actually here in this world to increase our positive attitude and to increase our positive karma so that we can reach the destination. But while doing so, we are again tend to do mistake by doing the negative stuff, which will actually increase our negative karma. This is what he had given in his book in Valkaimalar as a first stanza that we should not do. Once we understand about the concept of what we mean by divine and almighty and what are all the characteristics we should have in our life, we should not be able to make further mistakes in our life to increase our negative karma. And Maharishi used to say, whenever we have the problem in our life, there is already a door open for a solution. But others used to say, when the problems comes, then only a door opens. No, it's not the way from Maharishi's side. And also Maharishi says, whenever you have the problem, accept it with your full-hearted 100% with happiness so that you will be able to face those problems with a positive spirit. But others used to say, whenever you have the problems and you reach the success stone, the bitterness that you had at the backside, take it as a step. Maharishi did not say like that. He said that take it with your wholehearted mind and soul and face the problem. How beautifully he had actually given this concept of accepting what we are getting in our life. There is very simple 6 steps he had given to accept the problems and move on. What are all those? Accept it. Whenever the problem comes, please accept it. Second, sacrifice it. You know that why it is coming because of our karma. Third, try to find a solution, what I need to do right now. Fourth, for that, do the planning, what I'm going to do to resolve this. Then implement it. Then monitor it. These are the very simple 6 steps he is asking us to do for any kind of issues that we face in our life. Generically, he is saying like this. So this is what we are supposed to do whenever the problem comes into our life. And Maharishi used to say, the good and bad is coming to us. It's not because of others. It is all because of our karma that what we have. In fact, whomever doing the good or bad to us, we have to welcome them with positive attitude and then say very great thank you. So because of you, my karma is getting cleared. Accept people as they are. Even if you see your hand, all the 5 fingers not in the same length or shape, right? Everyone has the same unique characters. Everyone is working upon their consciousness. Everyone is different in this world. So we have to accept others as they are, and we have to have the satisfied mind with us to understand why are they behaving to us like this. What should I do to help them in such a way that so that both of us can maintain a great harmony? That's what we should think of as a Vedatriyan after coming to Vedatriyan. The 100% acceptance of everybody's character is the first step for us to resolve the problems that we face in the family or in the professional life or anywhere in the world. There is a proverb, right? Walk in the shoes of others. When we walk with the shoes of others, then we will come to know the pain of them. Why are they saying like that to me? What should I do? What is the behavioral change that I can make? What is my activity that I need to change to do a good thing for them or to make myself also happy so that we can maintain a greater harmony with them all the time? So these are all the very basic steps that we can follow to remove our negative karma so that we can actually understand the divinity to remove our karma to reach the destination. Maharishi always used to say, whenever people think of us, the good deeds that what we did to them should come into their mind before our physical structure comes into their mind. That's how we should actually sculpture and shape up our activities and behavior so that we can lead a great life in the heaven itself, that is here where we are living in right now. So these are all, let's say, the basic concept that Maharishi had given. How do we approach the problem? And now let's get into the very important topic of what are all the three virtues that he had given to solve the problems that what we are coming up in the life. So till now we have seen what we mean by problem, the definition of the problem, why the problems are coming for us, and what the scholars are saying about this problem, how do we approach the problem generically, and what Maharishi's way of approaching the problems. Okay, now what are all the virtues that we can have in our life to resolve the problems that we can look upon right now? For that, I would like to quickly share my screen to take a poem from Maharishi's Jnana Kalanjiyam book. Okay, so this is the greatest poem, I would say, which I read in the Jnana Kalanjiyam book, which was given by Maharishi. The first four lines talks about this is also in the same topic of to solve the problems by Maharishi. So this goes like this: the primary source of the fivefold elements, the inner essence known by those who truly know, the divine that unfolds from atom to the five elements, flowing from sensation to sixfold awareness, the inward vision of the ultimate truth. So, in this first stanza, what we can understand is that when we understand the divinity, anything and everything around us is the Almighty. We should not harm anyone in our life. We will be able to do the best that what we can do for them is the divine state. And as we discussed before, we all came from the Almighty. We are all part of it. We are the fraction of the Almighty. And our destination also should go back to the same place where we had come from. How the water that had actually evaporated from the sea again went back to the circle and again coming back to the sea. Same way, we should be very in a peaceful state once we go back to the same place where we had come from. So that is what this line is talking about. So from the Almighty to the generation of sixfold, awareness, which is the sixth sense human being, is all happened because of Almighty. When we understand that within, we will be able to find the same from others as well, so that we will not try to do any of the harm activities for them. Once we have this basic understanding, once we try to implement in our life, what we get as an output, that supreme bliss, meaning it is the best ever, the character that we will have in our life, which is actually going to bring us two important components. So when we have that supreme bliss within us, I also just wanted to get the answer for the blanks that what I had given in the last three lines, which we are going to just think upon right now. So when you have the supreme bliss within us, what is the two good qualities that we will have in our life? Can anyone or from the forum here get the answer for this first blank, racing as dash for all lives? Any guesses for the first blank? When you understand anything and everything is the resemblance of Almighty consciousness, that is the first state. When we understand about the consciousness, what Maharishi is trying to say in the first blank is once you have that bliss, meaning when you understand the consciousness, what are all the two common qualities of the Almighty that we have all known about it? It's very commonly that we are using in the Vedatrium concept, which is the two good qualities of the Almighty. What is one of them is actually filling this blank. Knowledge, love. Okay, to the most love is a nearly right answer. What is the other word? Yes, compassion. Exactly. That's a right word that Maharishi had given here. compassion. So love and compassion is the two fundamental factor when you have that supreme bliss that actually segregated upon you. So when you have that compassion to the all living being, we will never tend to do mistake. We will treat whomever you are associated in your family and also outside in the same manner so that you will never tend to do mistake. That is the greatest concept given by him. When you understand this supreme bliss, you will be having these very great qualities. Okay, now let's move on to the second blank. So when you understand this blissfulness and when you be in compassion with people, what are all the, for this actually to happen, what are all the three virtues that you should have actually for doing this? This is the hero of this topic today. What are the three virtues that we can actually have to solve our problems? So could you think of what could be the three virtues that we can have to solve the problems that we come across in our day in and day out activities? This is also one of the common thing that we all come across. Every religion talks about two main concepts. One is the divine realization, and what is the other one? There are two main concepts that every religion talks about. One is about the divine realization, a duty, exactly, that's actually filling up in the first part. Yes, I can say that. What about the second one? Any idea? Morality, duty, charity. That's great. Thank you so much for giving me this great answer. So first answer will be the compassion that we already discussed about. And second one is duty and charity. And the last one is the moral contact. This is the three fundamental factor for the morality. Morality and the divine realization is the two factors that every religion talks about. When we do our duty, due plus society, due to the society is called duty, right? So when we do our duty to the society, whatever that we have got so far till now is all from the society. So we have to give back to them in the order given by him. The order is already known to people: duty to self, to the family, relationship, society, and to the world. There is a good proverb also given by Maharishi saying that in one morsel of food, you can see the world uniteness. How beautifully it is given in one line by Maharishi. It is an amazing line given by him. So in that, we will understand how much we are actually payable for the society. So we have to do the duty without any discrepancy in the order, depends on the need and the right time. And charity. Charity, as we know, we have to help each other maximum possible in all the ways, with the help of the money, with the help of your mind, with the help of your time. It could be of anything that you can do to others is called charity, or we can call it as help as well. Egay, that is also right answer. Thank you so much. And moral conduct. So moral conduct is something, as we know, the thought I'm thinking, the word I'm speaking, the deeds I'm doing should not harm myself and others, should not harm me physically or mentally, should not harm now and then. It's a beautiful definition given by Maharishi for the moral conduct. So when we do that, we will never be able to tend to do mistake for others. When we follow these three, especially duty, charity, and moral conduct, which is a very basic virtues that we should have in our life to resolve the problem, we will be able to lead a great life. Just I was taking up this poem and was brushing through my brain. And recently I had one incident just related to the topic. Just I would like to quote that here. I just went for a park near my home, and there was a construction going on. And there was a crane. It was actually taking the bricks from down to the all floors. It was almost like 2 to 3 story building, I guess. And I was just astonished with the crane, because small human brain made such a big crane which actually helped the laborers to do their work very grateful manner. By doing so, I was actually in front of the road, I mean, in the middle of the road, I would say. I didn't know that first of all. After 2 to 3 minutes of my time, I realized that someone was standing in the car before, maybe let's say 10 feet away. Then I realized I should actually make a move for him. After just going left to the road, I just stood there for 2 minutes and understand what could be this incident, how actually we can relate that to our daily life. I just rewinded that situation for a 2 minute, then I realized the person who stood in the car, I mean, was sitting in the car, did not honk at me, did not yell at me, and did not show his angry face on me, and instead he was waiting for me to make a move so that he can take up the road and go on his way. All these four negative things did not happen because he had completed his these three virtues in his day, meaning duty, charity, and moral conduct. Duty means there is a third line, fourth line, right, which talks about the duty to society. So he helped me in a way that he allowed me to watch that scene for some time. And second, charity. He helped me in a way by not harming me at any point of time. And the moral conduct, and he also did not hurt. He was with a smiley face. He was showing me it's okay. And then he just showed me like this, and then he went off. So all the negative things also could have happened in that incident, but did not happen. So I was thinking the way how we take things in our life for any kind of problem that we face on a given day matters a lot. It could be either a small or a big issue, doesn't matter. But the way we approach is making a difference all the time. So when we follow this duty, charity, and moral conduct in our day-to-day regular life, we will be able to have a great life in all the time, in all the day, in our day out activities. Just think of it. We would have actually read about the purification of our genetic center, right? The purification of the genetic center happens in many ways. One main reason and one main pillar would be these three concepts, these three virtues. When we clear these karma by having a purified genetic center, if you are giving that to your younger generation, that is to our kids, is the biggest asset that you are giving it to them. What else they can expect from us apart from this? So when we do this, we are also getting purified, and the generation we are going to give for the next generation is also going to be a very healthy and happy generation. So we have to try to do that in all our activities, day in and day out, by keeping these three virtues in mind. And finally, what Maharishi says, and every discerning word turns into a greatest word that was given by him. So once you start doing so like this, and once you start behaving, and once you start implementing in your life becomes a dash. So can anyone think of this word? What the word can fit into this blank? Your word, the discerning word turns into. What could be that blank that we can fill in? Blissful, okay. Blissful ecstasy, okay. It is something, it's a very great Tamil word actually, which I have translated to English because this complete poem was in Tamil. To the maximum possible, I have translated that to English. The right word is something else. Blissfulness is the previous one that we get before we, get on all this talk, the virtues. Irai unarvu. Okay, that is also same kind of blissful state. There is a beautiful word which is given by Maharishi, meaning, okay, I can just give a clue. For example, the lessons which were given by all the scholars, even you take of Maharishi, all the scholars, whomever we have in our life, had given their life lessons as a learning for us. We are following their principle, we are following his concept to lead a great life for us. So what are all those concept we can say, those beautiful lines which were all given by great scholars? Maybe I can say a two-letter word. In Tamil, it is a two-letter word, which start with ma, peace. Okay. Okay, in the interest of time, maybe I will just get that word for you. It's sacred scriptures, meaning your words, your actions, your deeds are going to be in a sacred scriptures. Everyone will follow, everyone will implement, everyone will be using that for their life. So just think of it, by doing so, by doing the three virtues of duty, charity, and moral contact, the added advantage that you're going to get in your life is this, that is sacred scriptures. Your life is becoming an example for others to live upon. What a greatest idea behind this, actually. So it is like additionally you're getting it when you are doing something which you're supposed to do to go to the almighty space. You are getting this as an added advantage, which is actually given by Maharishi. In all his Maharishi's poem, whenever you read, if you do follow something, you will be getting something as an extra, which could be of great help for us. That's what actually my understanding when I read many of his poems as of now. So your life will become an example for others. What else we want in our life? So this is what we should know about in this poem. So just I would like to read upon this poem one time so that we all can get this into our subconscious mind, so that we may not actually forget, or if you don't get a chance for the next time also, we can actually get this refreshed. The primary source of the fivefold elements, the inner essence known by those who truly know, the divine that unfolds from atom to the five elements, flowing from sensation to sixfold awareness, the inward vision of ultimate truth, that supreme bliss rising as compassion for all lives, where every act becomes duty, charity, and moral contact. Every discerning word turns into sacred scriptures. A great poem that I ever read before. So, in this one, what he is trying to say is that we should live our life with so much of happiness without actually not getting things to our side, to make sure why am I getting this problem, what should I do, without worrying about all this. We should handle our things very clearly so that we can move forward in our life. Just think of the lamp that we have normally in our home. It will always, let me stop my screen sharing for a second. Normally, when you see a lamp, it will always light up in the forward direction. It will never light up in the left side or right side or down. In the same way, we always should be in the same mindset with the low frequency, so that we will be able to think of what I can do best to resolve any kind of problems that I come across in my life. Just think of the world which has so many problems right now. You can imagine now the social medias, the recent news that you hear about the world is alarming us in many other ways. But if you think of those and the problems that you have in your life, if you connect between those two, the problem that you have is not even like a dust under your leg. You can't even think how much suffering that people are facing in the other side. So we should be happy enough to say that, oh my God, God has given me so much of stuff, to say thank you that I'm getting up the next day. We are keeping alarm with the hope that we are getting up next day, right? That same spirit and positive attitude we should have in all our daily activities, so that we will be able to handle the problem that we come across on a day basis. And if you just see what you call there is a proverb I just like to quote here. Whenever we are born, the aim of our life should be, there are three components that we might have read, saying what are all the three the reason for our life. In that, main reason is to live a blissful life. We are here to live a blissful life. Then why we need to worry about the problems that we are coming up and getting it on a day in and day out? Try to face with smiley face and then with a positive attitude, so that we will be able to go very a long way with a positive mindset all the time in our mind. Here, just as per my understanding, just a trick here, just I wanted to share with you all. The title says to solve the problems, what are all the three virtues that we can follow? But as per my understanding, there is a research also that says this. For example, if you think about a word called problem, it always creates a negativity within us, meaning it creates anger, stress, depression, worriness, and all other etc. Whatever the negative qualities that you have. But when you think about a challenge, automatically, biologically, in our body and mind, the positive attitude comes into picture. It is trying to give solutions for the problem that what we are trying to look upon. And also, it is actually helping us in identifying the better ways to get a solution, and our positive attitude increase in a drastic manner and is in turn avoiding all those negative characters that what we just said before. So just think of it, instead of thinking as a problem, if you think that as a challenge, you are able to cope up your life in a different way, in a very different angle altogether itself. Just think of it. It's a very beautiful thinking that was actually given by the scientist. We all should think in that way. Depends on the need, depends on the circumstances. The ancestor had invented the very great world that we are living in right now by facing so much of problem, and we are living a happy, sophisticated, and lavish life right now. To give the same or even the better world with respect to humanity, with respect to social health and wealth, with respect to prosperity to the next generation, which is our kids, and the furthermore generation, we should be able to face the problem. No, we should be able to face the challenges that we come across on our daily life with the help of three virtues: duty, charity, and moral contact, so that we will be able to lead a great life. If we could see, the three virtues are folded into one single twofold moral principle, which is I am going to help others as much as possible, and I'm not harming anyone. That is the first moral principle. And to the maximum extent possible, I'm going to help others. Just we need to keep that in mind so that we will be able to give a better world for our younger generation by facing the challenges that what you have in our life or what we have in our life. And we will be able to lead a great life, and the negative karmas whatever we have been discussing so far will be all actually neglected, and it will be all positive so that we can lead a great life. So with this happy note, I would like to conclude this session, and let's all be blessed by the divine. Let's all be blessed with wisdom, prosperity, and happiness. Thank you so much for this great opportunity, and thank you so much for listening to me until this time. Nandri. Thank you.